Hello, this is John Tarr from Best Website Solutions, and I'm going to teach you today on how to make good black and whites from a color photograph. It's not always easy. It's easy to initially do it, but to get a good, crisp, strong black and white takes a little bit of work. It's not hard, but you gotta have the right tools. I use Adobe's Photoshop, so the best place to start is I'm going to bring in a rose photograph right here, and I'm going to bring it into Photoshop. And here we go. There she is. Now, you could go up into the image adjustments and just go to saturation and just knock out all the black and or the color out of it. But that's what you'd get. And to me, that is very blah and ugly. Just ugly. So I'm going to bring back the color on a shot like this one. And I'm going to hit back on OK. And I'm going to go back into image and go to image adjustments and go to black and white. Okay. As soon as you do that, it changes it to black and white. But it also gives you a palette right here to the right. And what that does is it adjusts certain elements, color elements within that photograph. So it gives you a lot more tools. I grew up photographing in nothing but black and white back in the very early 70s. In my junior year of high school in 1969 and into 70, I took a photography class, and then I graduated in 71, so in 70 and 71, I also was taking it. I was in the yearbook staff, but we worked in a black and white darkroom so for a couple of years I photographed nothing but black and white. So I got very adept at making really good, beautiful, pleasing black and whites. And in a way, this color palette here allows you to do what we used to do on an enlarger when we were printing up the photographs. We could use different types of paper and different filters. They were called polycontrast filters, and they would do various different things that this color palette. So we actually have the best of both worlds when we're doing it on digital. So what I'm going to do is show you, that picture had a lot of red and yellow. So if I take the slider and go this direction here, you can see that it's adjusting a lot of just the red elements. This had a lot of red in it. So it could go here, there, can just coming in this direction here, and I can go really far with it here, or come back into this way just a little bit. Green, there was green in the area right here to the edges of the photograph. So if I switch and make those, you can see all those changing. And then cyan, I don't think there's much blue here, so I don't know how much blue is going to show up. But sometimes if you're playing with this, you can get a better read for what's really looking good. Bring this one back here. Then it has magentas, whatever the magenta color is. And see here, it changed it. It changed the magenta that was on the outside of this flower here. So you can actually bring that back. So depending on what I really wanted to adjust with this, and you can see here it says custom, and it also gives you some other things to make it look pretty cool. You can use a blue filter on it, so that did a blue filter. You can also do a darkener filter that darkened it up. Infrared. Nah, that one doesn't look so good, but they do look better on different images. So if you go through this and play with all this stuff, you can find some really cool stuff. But I'm going to go back to in a yellow filter here. What else do they have here? Maximum black. That really took it. And I suppose you could probably do this some more here. I did maximum black. coming back in here into the yellow, the green area, if I wanted to have this green area show up. So you could do that there too. And a lot of times what's good, and I'm going to tell it to be okay right here. You can then also go back up into image for adjustments. And you can then go back into brightness and contrast. And you can make the picture brighter or darker. You can also add contrast, which is what I like to do many times to sharpen up the picture. Now, don't forget, when you get the photograph to the way you like it, and this holds true for your color images if you're doing readjustments, and if you're taking a color photograph and turning it into a black and white or a sepia tone, you're going to want to save it. And the best way to come in and save it is to go up to your file box, and then you're going to want to tell it to save it that way. So when you come into Photoshop, you're going to tell it to save and then hit Save As. So this is going to give you to save it a second version. So right now this one's called Roses, Red, Yellow, and I always put a B here for black and white just to keep it so I know what's going on. And then I'll tell it maximum and then tell it to save it. And if you look here, you can see where the color picture is, and you can then also see where the black and white one is. And they're coming up, sitting side by side. So now you have both images saved in here. Sometimes it's just you can then, once you get it into a black and white, you can do all kinds of other cool things like sepia tones, pencil drawings, and just a whole host of stuff. But this teaching right here was just centered around making great black and whites, beautiful creamy black and whites, cutting edge black and whites from a color photograph. So I hope that helps, and have fun, experiment. See what you like. Some images just have a lot more power in black and white, and some don't. So you're going to be the judge of that. So this gives you a pretty good idea what you can do. I hope this helps you to figure out where that's at on Photoshop. And good luck with that. And if you have any questions, please contact me at bestwebsites.solutions. And my email is john@bestwebsite.solutions. Okay? Happy corrections.